Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I'm finding a bunch of sharp player props, so without further ado, let's just kind of get into it. So most of my plays I'm finding for this video on what's called the sportsbook screen. So you can see it right here. And basically what this tool allows you to do is look at any market you want, right? So here we're looking at NBA player points. We're also going to look at NHL player shot on goal. So what you're going to notice is right here, there's a pretty big line discrepancy. Mitch Marner, no house advantage, has his line at 3.5 shots on goal, right? The other three fantasy sites, Prize Picks, Underdog, Parlay Play, have his line half of a shot on goal lower at 3. And then you're going to notice all the sports books have his line at 2.5, right? So no house advantage is at 3.5. Sports books are at 2.5. Other fantasy sites are at 3. There's so much value on the under. What are they doing with this line at 3.5? This is all possible, again, because all these books, no house advantage, all these books, they try to set lines independently, and sometimes they screw up. So this is the first NHL player prop I went with. And then if I keep scrolling, I'll show you another. Nylander, under 4 shots on goal. So what you're going to notice is all of the fantasy sites and all of the sports books have Nylander's line at 3.5. No house advantage is at 4. Again, no idea what they're doing. Follow the data, right? We have literally dozens of data points. All these sports books are data points. Some books, such as WinBet, they even have the under 3.5 shots on goal as the favored outcome. So every book, every fantasy site at 3.5, we got an outlier. No house advantage is at 4. They're too high. We want to take the under. So again, there can be value in the NHL. There can be value in the NBA. So what you're going to notice is for Brogdon, his line's at 15 on NHA, right? So you're going to see that right here. His line is 15. If you look at every other sports book and every other data point, all the other fantasy sites have his line at 14.5 points, and the sports books have his under 14.5 points as the favored outcome, right? So NHA's at 15. FanDuel has the under 14.5. So if you look at the market on FanDuel right here, they have the under favored. PointsBet has his under 14.5 points favored. So long story short, no house advantage. Their line's too high once again, so we want to take the under. So those are the first plays I went with. So we have Brogdon under 15 points, Nylander under 4 shots on goal, and Mitch Marner under 3.5 shots on goal found on the screen. And then what you're going to notice is No House Advantage is a platform. It's a fixed payout platform, right? So basically, if you reverse engineer their payouts, they're giving you a 2.6x payout if you go 4 for 5, and a 12x payout if you go 5 for 5. So if you reverse engineer what percentage of my picks do I have to win to be profitable on NHA, it's 53.22%. Right? So long story short, how no house advantage beats sports bettors is, for example, they assume most sports bettors can only select their over-unders correctly 50% of the time, right? And that should make sense. If you have no advantage, if you have no edge, you're only going to be able to get these prop bets correctly 50% of the time. So you'll lose money on NHA. This is how all these sites, all these fantasy sites like Underdog, Prize Picks, it's how all of them make money, right? They assume you can only win 50% of your props. You don't have an advantage. When in reality, to be profitable on these platforms, you got to be winning over 53.22% of your picks. So a tool I use to find value on No House Advantage as well is called this Fantasy Optimizer. So it works for Underdog, Prize Picks, Parlay Play. Again, I recommend signing up for as many of these platforms as possible. I just showed you 3 really good bets. Brogdon under 15, Marner under 3.5, Nylander under 4, that were only available on No House Advantage, right? Prize Picks wasn't slipping up. No House Advantage was slipping up. So you're going to see here, Tatum under 14.5 rebounds plus assists is a player prop that's winning 54.23% of the time, right? So that's higher than 53.22%. So this is a profitable player prop to go with on No House Advantage. And why is the under favored, right? Why is the under winning over 50% of the time? Why does the under have an advantage? Well, it's pretty simple. You look at sportsbook odds. And what you're going to notice is all of these sports books have Tatum's under heavily favored around minus 140. Right? So all of the sports books are telling you, yo, Tatum's more likely to go under as opposed to over. And every time I bet against Tatum or Embiid or Jokic, any star player, I mean, people are always like, no, Tatum's so good. What are you talking about? And realistically, Tatum's line has to be somewhere 14.5, 15.5, 16.5. Follow the data, right? People who bet with their gut, you don't stand a chance. If you think you know basketball and you can outsmart the sports books and make money, you don't stand a chance, right? Like, these platforms are too hard to beat. Increasing your win rate from 50% to 53.22%, you're not going to be able to do it unless you're using data. You might as well just stop gambling, just watch the games, right? Because trusting your gut just doesn't work in sports betting. That's what 99% of sports bettors do. That's why these platforms are in business. So don't be the clueless guy who's like, I watch basketball, I can win 53.22% of my player props, because you're the reason the sports books are in business. So long story short, Tatum's under, heavily favored on all the sports books, so we know the under is more likely. And the win probability is 54.23%. So it's highlighted in green. Any player props on NHL that are winning above 53.22% of the time, they're going to be highlighted in green on the fantasy screen. So Tatum under 14.5 rebounds plus assists. So I went that play as well. So anyways, again, I'd have videos on Prize Picks if I was able to find more value on Prize Picks. There's more profitable bets on NHL right now, no house advantage. I'm just showing you guys what I'm putting my own money on. So first I have Marner under 3.5 shots on goal, Tatum under 14.5 assists plus rebounds, Dunn under half of a point, Jokic under 42 points plus rebounds, Brogdon under 15 points, and then I have Nylander under 4 shots on goal, so this is a different entry, 200 to win 2.4K again. Nylander under 4 shots on goal, Dunn under half of a point, Jokic under 42 points plus rebounds, Brown under 25 points, Tatum under 14.5 assists plus rebounds, another 5-pick entry. So $400 total that I'm betting in this video. Again, just trying to educate on profitable sports betting, show everyone what I'm putting my own personal money on. So hopefully this video was helpful, and let's get after it.